Chair Phillips and Board of Supervisors. First off, I want to thank Jane Parker. We went before the Health and Human Service Committee, and then I came before the Board of Supervisors. There was a referral made by our mentor. There was no efforts to outcome, and there was direction given that the administration would work with us, and there would be quarterly reports made for efforts to outcome. Currently, Salinas residents need your help. Basically, with the ordinance, it says that they'll coordinate with social services and everything. I've been on the ground. But what happens with Catherine Theoni not being in a position where there's not data turned to the state, I ask, because I'm back, that you meet with us as a stakeholders advisory committee. I've requested Mr. Board of Supervisor Lopez and Aleo to meet with us. The secretary for Board Supervisor Aleo said he was doing what he could. But where that we stepped forward and we have lived experience and we have a process of a stakeholder advisory committee, we also have expertise. By July 10th, individuals are supposed to be out of the park. The ordinance says that they can be in right-of-ways. There's ADA issues. There is a process issue where there is no coordination. But I went out and we have pictures to prove that it's a public works cleanup ordinance. It is not dealing with the residents itself. I would also like you to address the harassment, discrimination, and lack of coordination with the Stakeholders Advisory Committee. So I'm noticing you today that I'm back, and for governors that you'll revisit, and we have the video that shows that there was no other data turned to the state, but what that Catherine Drioni put, and with Elliot, when he tried to have a process where there was transparency, there wasn't any, and he just handed it to Theoni. Anastasia White has the budget, but there's not a 72-hour interagency plan where it was put into place. And with Moongate, we just went to the housing commissioner meeting, and they don't have any way that they're going to house people. You get vouchers without the ability to do anything. So as a county, I'd like you to also designate where people can go and how they're going to be because the ordinance is unfair. So before July 10th, please, Chair Phillips and Board Supervisor Leo and Board Supervisor Lopez work so that we can relocate displaced people, not homeless. Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm a resident of Monterey County. I have been displaced, and the quality of life is being impacted. I am here to request that as a county, you have provided assistance to services to support, such as whole person care to the trauma created by the city ordinance. I am displaced and I'm also disabled. Thank you very much for hearing me.
Hi, I'm Irene Chavez. I'm a displaced woman. I reside in Sherwood Park. As of July 10th, we will no longer be able to reside there. Please coordinate with the city of Salinas to help us out.
I haven't seen you for a while.
I know, I've been preoccupied. This is definitely one of those. Wes White, Salinas resident, president of Salinas Monterey County Homeless Union. We've gone through a lot of iterations, and it seems like we're just kicking people around like a soccer ball still. Some people get to play a game, and other people get used like a soccer ball. And some people getting paid, and other people are suffering. I mean, people are dying outside, and it doesn't seem like we're coordinating very well, and maybe it's like by design. So there's a lot of improvement that needs to be made. If there's a sweep, as far as I understand, from 2016 when Salinas did their 6-6 ordinance, and Catherine Attorney was able to broker this agreement to where people were supposed to be connected with services before a sweep is conducted. But nobody's ever gone out, nobody's gone tent to tent, person to person, to sign them up for services and reach them more than halfway so that we are sure that we're doing a due diligence as a system. And we should not, you should not, as a county entity, should not let any city go ahead and do that, a sweep, without actually following their due process and procedures, because step 2 is connecting people with services. And that's actually all they're asking for, as well as to be signed up with a continuum of care and medical services, any and all services that can be brought to bear by the county, because the city says they're not responsible, and the county just says, well, there's nothing we can do about it. It's costing you a lot of money going to the hospital, and a lot of money just for the cleanups, millions of dollars, millions. Right, but we're not helping people. I get 3 minutes, please. We need to do a lot better, and I don't think we're trying, and it really hurts, because I've been telling you guys for how long? I mean, we did this thing on Lapis Road, became all these RVs into Salinas, and then Salinas does an RV ordinance. I mean, you know, who's going to wash whose dirty hands? Y'all need to get clean. This is an addiction in itself. Just doing the sweeps, spending money on yourselves so you can hurt other people. It's not fair, it's not right, it's not just, it's not human, it's not civil. And you can't just throw your hands up anymore. Y'all are responsible just as well as the city for not intervening and protecting your citizens. People are dying outside, and all I see is carnage. And I mean, the hot team officer, all he did was call me he cussed at me. And the only, what is that for? What kind of professionalism is that? Ethics of the outreach team officer. How is that appropriate? How come you don't coordinate with this guy? I asked him, what about all these other entities? Well, I don't coordinate. That's not my department. That's above my pay grade. That's a ridiculous answer.
All right, thank you. Your time's up. Thank you.